All right. So spooky project portfolio day. At this point, you should be in your groups of four. You should have elected your leader, who's going to be responsible for making sure that your portfolio page steps are done. I'm going to be checking in with the group leader to see how things went. So they are the ones who can give the thumbs up or thumbs down on confirming that you have done what you need to for your portfolio page. Um, all these instructions on the Google Doc are available through Edsby through a link. So if you want to follow along there while I'm doing this video, that would be a good thing to do. You can make a copy. You can add whatever highlights or further explanations you need or notes to yourself. Easy way to do that is just go to File, Make a Copy. Where is this? Make a copy. So you can go ahead and make your own copy and take notes as you want to, or break this into multiple pages, whatever works best for your brain. So first things first, we are going to create our project recap page in your engineering notebook. And this is a picture of what it looks like. This is one of the first things we did in our engineering notebooks. We made this template. Yours probably looks very similar to this. You need to make a project recap page or 2 pages for this specific project. So when we started this, I asked you to set up 2 pages in your engineering notebook. If you have that, that's awesome. Go find them. It should say Spooky Project. It should say our start date, which was, I think, October 10th. And that's it. That's all we knew when we started it. If you didn't do that or you can't find it, go ahead and make a new template. There's, again, very little there. All it is a spooky project and start date of October 10th. First thing you need to do is complete all the rest of it. You need to put down your end date. We presented on 10/31, so that's your end date. Your design's name. One of the things you had to do was come up with the name for your project. Over on the left side, you need to draw what your project actually looked like. Now, I know everybody did a design drawing, but your final version is probably going to look different than what your design was like. So draw an actual version of what your actual spooky project looked like on that left page. On the right page, a couple of things you're going to add. What materials did you use? List all of them. What tools did you use? List all of them. Don't forget your boot camps in there. If you used any additional tools, list those as well. And for your description, I want you to write down what your thing is, what boot camps you use, and what makes your project spooky. All right, so when you look on this again in 6 months, you can look back and say, oh, yeah, I remember I did this project. Here's what I did, here's why I did it, and here's what made it spooky. All right. Once you have your project recap pages drawn out, ask your group members to take a look. Ask them for any feedback. Just double check, make sure that it looks good. Have all that done before you do the next thing. All right, next thing, we're actually just going to watch a video. We're going to go back to the new portfolio setup video again. There's a link here in the Spooky Project instructions. There's also, if I look at Edsby, if I go into content and I just go to the portfolio part, all right, everything we need for our portfolios are here. So what you're going to watch is new portfolio setup. We don't have to watch the whole thing. We can jump right to the timestamp at 101 for the walkthrough of how to create your portfolio page. I want you to watch it one time before you actually try to do it, just to remind yourself what you're doing, what the point is, what all the stuff that is going to go on there is. All right, so go ahead and watch that all the way through one whole time. Next thing you're going to do is going to go to Google Sites. Again, the link is right there. The link is on Edsby. Google Sites right there. All right, your portfolio should be right there. Let me show you Google Sites real quick, because what you're going to do is you're going to go to your portfolio page template, make a duplicate page of it, and call it Spooky Project. If you did it the way I set it up in the video, it should look like this. You go to your pages over here, you see your template project page, and you click on the dot menu, and you duplicate the page, and you call it Spooky Project. Spooky Project, okay? And then you're going to hit done, and it's going to make a new copy for you. If you didn't copy the template and you just wrote all over it for the first project, if this is already filled out with old project stuff, that's fine. You just have a little bit more work to do for creating the spooky project. You're still going to do the same thing. You're going to still duplicate the page, call it spooky project, and then the only difference is that instead of having these placeholder things like project title and these picture placeholders, you will have information from your last project. All right, so you're just gonna have to change all that. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's just a little bit easier if you keep the template fresh. So that is something you need to double check. Just a reminder, all these sections where it says delete this text box, delete that text box. Like actually hit the delete section. That is just there for you to remember or to describe what's going on in the next part. I don't want to see that on your portfolio page. Nobody wants to see that on your portfolio page. You actually delete the text box once you remember what content is going in there. All right, so just, that's in the video. I just wanted to give you a little reminder about that as well. All right, so you've gone to Google Sites, you've copied your portfolio template page, or you've copied the last project page and renamed it Spooky Project. Now, I want you to look at our portfolio page guidelines again. Before you start to edit it, look at what I'm actually asking you for, all right? They're linked here. They're linked in EDSB, the portfolio page guidelines, all right? Go through and read them, all right? This is everything that you need to have in your portfolio page for it to be aces, to meet all the expectations, all right? Goes through part one, part two, all the different parts that are there. Take a second, read it, ask your group members questions if anything's confusing or doesn't make sense. CDE1 does the stuff that everyone has to do, or does the stuff that CDE1 says to do. CDE2 does some stuff that's different. CDE Studio has some stuff that's different. CDE1, everything that you need to do should be clearly right there. It's either going to say CDE1 or it's going to say everyone. All right. So before you start to edit your portfolio page, just give this another skim so you understand what I'm asking you for in all this. All right. Read it through as many times as you need to go through these steps. The video, again, watch it as many times as you needed to go through these steps, and ask your group members if you have any questions. You know, if I'm not right there, you can check these resources and you can ask the other people in your group for how to go through this. All right, at this point, update the info on your spooky project. Now you're actually going to update your portfolio page. You're going to update it with all the stuff that's listed here in the template, all the stuff that's listed as required in the portfolio page guidelines. All right, go through, update everything, grab all the pictures that you need, grab any screenshots, grab your swipe folder links, everything that you can put in there to share. One thing I do encourage you to do, this is not required in our portfolio page requirements yet, but you've already done it. How I grew as a ... some of our standards. All right. We already did a response for each of our standards through our mastery checks. You wrote it down in your engineering notebook. You recorded it for your mastery check. So you could just throw in how I grew as a crafter, how I grew as a steward, how I grew as a mentor. You have that there already. This is a really good thing to bulk it out. It's not a have to. It's not a requirement, but you already have it. So if you could put that in now, it'll be a really easy way for you to show your growth, not just for this project, but through the year. When you get to the end of the year, you'll be able to share that out as well. Just something to think about. All right, when you're done updating your portfolio page, get your group members to look at your page and give feedback on how to make it better. Get your group leader to sign off that you've done everything, that you've met all the expectations. You elected them to be in charge, so they're the one that gets to give you the thumbs up, thumbs down as to when you are done. When you've done that, when you've gotten all your group feedback, optional bonus for you. Use ChatGPT to make your portfolio page even better. What I did is I set up a prompt with ChatGPT that I shared it out. You can see it here when you click on that link. Portfolio page feedback request. I said, here's the requirements for the portfolio page. Next, I'm going to copy paste what is on my portfolio page. Give me feedback on what I can do to make portfolio page better. This is really simple. Not asking for specific feedback, not really giving the context of what our standards are or what the project is. Just really general basic, hey, I made a portfolio page. Here are the requirements for it. What can I do to make it better? So what you can do is you're going to click on continue this conversation, and once you publish your page, you can just copy everything in there. A really easy way to do that is just do Command A. It'll look different when you look at the publish page, but Command A or Control A, Command C or Control C to copy it, and then paste everything to the ChatGPT. Hit enter, and it'll look at it and give you feedback on what you can do section by section. Really easy way to level up your portfolio page if you think you're done and you knocked it out of the park. There's always stuff you could do better, and that is one way to get additional feedback. All right, that's it for the Spooky Project Portfolio Day. You got to get your project recap pages done. I want you to refresh your memory on what our portfolio content looks like and what our guidelines are for the portfolios. Then you're going to copy your portfolio page template, update the info on there with all the stuff that's required that you've already done that's in your engineering notebook. Take whatever pictures you need of your project or what's in your engineering notebook to get in there. And then when you're done, just ask for feedback from your group members. That is it. When you love it, submit it the way that we normally submit our portfolios, and you'll be good to go. Good luck.